Welcome to Commander Supreme Club, where we break down the games, call out the problems, and talk Washington football honestly.
Let's go, Commanders! We stand together! Strive!
Welcome to another episode of this Commanders Supreme Club. So like and share this episode. So after the game, the last game they played against Dallas on Christmas Day, a lot of people online were asking, man, why do they keep struggling on defense? Why are they so inconsistent? Why it seems like just when you think they're getting better, they revert back and get worse. Why does this keep happening? Why does, a lot of people had a lot of questions after why we didn't see Bill play this way early during the season. You know what? I mean, what's really going on? A lot of people were asking questions like that. And I get it. I understand where a lot of people are coming from. But at the end of the day, football is a team sport. Football is probably the ultimate team sport. And it doesn't take a genius to figure out that, especially on defense, these guys are not playing together. And I'm not talking about new people or even rookies. You got guys that's been on the team for 2-3 years, and they're not playing together. And I don't necessarily know why that is. I mean, just go look at the tape. You can go look at the tape of all the games, or even the last game. If they keep making the same mistakes over and over, that says something's wrong. Somebody is not getting it, whatever that it is. That's what it is. Because it only takes one player to be out of position, and there's a pass for 86 yards, 86-yard touchdown pass that Turbin got with Dallas. 86-yard touchdown. That's the only pass he had in the whole game. He had one pass, one touchdown for 86 yards. It only takes one player to be out of position, and that was the safety. He was out of position. He let the receiver get past him. And as a free safety, you're not supposed to let anybody get past you. But he did for whatever reason. I don't know what he was looking at. But once Turbin got past the free safety, it was touchdown. That's just one example. Guys are not playing together. Now we did have some injuries. We still have injuries. Still have a lot of injuries. But a lot of those injuries are on the offensive side, not on the defensive side. Most of the guys that's on the defensive side, they're playing, except for Marshawn Lattimore and Dorrance Armstrong and Dietrich Wise. Those are three players. Three really good players for sure. But the players that took their spot, they can hold it down. Now they don't have a pass rush. That's a big problem. They don't have a pass rush up front. There's no look. You got some guys that are okay. Like Martin, he gets to the quarterback every once in a while, but just not consistent enough. You got a couple other guys that get to the quarterback every once in a while, but they're just not consistent enough. There's a lot of mental lapse, miscommunication that leads to players being out of position and misassignments and blown coverages and and I don't know if it's a mental error or they're just not getting it or I don't know. I don't know what it is. Now, I do understand that certain people learn in different ways. That's a fact. But I also know that if you keep making the same mistakes over and over, something's wrong. I mean, is it a coaching thing or I don't know what it is. Or maybe they just don't have the talent to do what the coaches want them to do. So the coaches are basically saying we got to make do with what we got, with the players we got. If that's the case, well, they're gonna have to bring some players in here that can get the job done. If that's what it is, and only the coaches would know that. I wouldn't know that, and you wouldn't know that. But that's on the defensive side. Now on the offensive side, now it's obvious that the injuries has taken a toll on them. Jaden Daniels out, that was a big loss. Yeah. See, when Jaden Daniels is out, that's just an average football team. On offense, especially. They're very average when Jaden Daniels is not playing. When Jaden Daniels is playing, he takes them above. He elevates them above what they already have. But when he's out, you really see the difference that he makes. For sure. And on the offensive side, they're gonna have to either draft or bring get a wide receiver in free agency. It's gonna be a couple guys out there. It's gonna be some guys out there. It's gonna be opportunities for them to either draft somebody or find somebody in free agency. It's gonna be some receivers out there. I think they should bring Debo back, and but I also think they should bring another receiver. I don't think there's no such thing as having too many wide receivers, in my opinion. Because see, that's the problem. Last year, they lost they lost like 2, 3. Yeah, they lost three wide receivers. They weren't starters, but they were impact players. They made plays. They lost them. They lost 3 of them. And the guys that they have just couldn't produce the production that was lost. Even if Terry McLaurin, if those guys were there from last year, even if Terry McLaurin was out, I believe they still would have been okay on the offensive side of the ball. I think they still would have been okay. It wouldn't have been like it is turned out this year. I mean, these guys just can't get open. I mean, before Burks came, these guys couldn't get open. I mean, it was what it was early during the season. I think Burks should be signed in the offseason as well. I think Burks, Debo should be re-signed for sure. I think Burks deserves to be signed somewhere. It might not be with the Commanders, but he deserves an opportunity with some team, if not with the Commanders, in my opinion. he makes plays. He gets open. These other guys, they don't get open. They don't. Even now, some of these guys are hurt. But even before Lane, he's hurt now. But even before Lane was hurt, he wasn't consistent. He's a special teams guy. But he wasn't getting open like that. And he wasn't reliable. He was dropping balls. So Lane, he not ready yet. I guess he got to keep working. He got to, he has to develop. Hopefully, and like I said, they got to draft a wide receiver or bring somebody in here. And the defensive side, they need a pass rusher. I don't know who they're going to get. I don't even know if any. Well, it's going to be it's probably 2 or 3 guys I can name that will be available. I know Phillip from the that used to play with Miami. He's playing with Philly now. He's going to be available. Philly is not going to be able to sign him. They don't. They. I think Philly they just don't have the money. I think they either at the cap or over the cap. But Philly. I don't think they're going to be able to afford the keep Phillips. So Phillips will be out there. It's going to be a couple guys that's going to be out there that the Commanders can sign. Phillips will be a good pickup for sure. And now I don't know what they're going to do with Drake Jackson. He played 2 games so far. The game with Dallas, he played okay. But I don't know. I think he's a work in progress. He hasn't played. He's basically just recovering from his ACL from 2 years ago, based on what I've been, based on my research. It took him 2 years to recover from the ACL. He hadn't played since 2023 with San Francisco. That's the last time he played. So I think he's a work in progress. We'll see what happens with him. They don't really have no pure defensive end. You got some older guys, Smith. Yeah, Smith used to play with him in the past. I think he kind of retired or got pushed out. He ended up going to Green Bay, probably 5 years ago. And when his contract was up, they just didn't re-sign him. So I think he's been out of football for 2 years. I mean, he's solid, but the last game with Dallas, he had a solid game. I think he might have gotten a sack, if I'm not mistaken, or half a sack, something like that. But maybe they should keep him around, see what happens. It's not too many players I can really talk about on defense. Now, when it comes to linebacker, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. I don't know. I think they gotta. I think they still building on. They're gonna be building on defense for next 2 years, in my opinion. They gotta get another safety. Gotta get another free safety. Vaughn is not. He just makes too many mistakes. I said early during the season they should switch Vaughn to cornerback because he can play both free safety and cornerback. They should switch him to cornerback. Yeah, and bring another free safety in. Really, how I say it is this: you need at least one pass rusher, a free safety, and probably a linebacker. It don't necessarily got to be a middle linebacker, but I don't know if Wagner wants to come back or not. But I'm not sure. And they got to draft. Well, they don't necessarily got to draft. But you could get somebody in free agency. You got to get another running back. Bill, in my opinion, he's just a little dude, man. Yeah, he got speed. Yeah, he had a 70 touchdown for 72 yards. But he got a fumbling problem. Whenever Bill, if you go back and watch the tape, whenever Bill gets hit hard, he fumbles the ball. That's when he usually fumbles. Every time, if you go back and look at all the games, you don't gotta believe me. Every time he's gotten hit hard, he fumbles. So he got a fumbling problem. Like the last, not the last game. There were no turnovers, but when they played Philly, he got hit by 3 guys. He fumbled the ball. They recovered the ball, but he fumbled. He fumbles the ball when he gets hit hard because he's a little dude. Now, if he can get out in space and make people miss, great. That's what he did in the Dallas game. But he's not going to be able to do that every game. I think Bill's kind of still learning the running back position, in my opinion. That's what it seems like. It doesn't seem like he played a lot of football. The way they handling Bill, it seems like he converted to a running back at some point. Doesn't seem like he's been a running back since high school. It seemed like he converted to running back during college at some point. Because it seems like he's still learning. And if that's the case, that's okay. But like I said, he's a little guy and he's not reliable. He fumbles. He got a fumbling problem. That's why they took his amount of carries away. They gave it to Chris Rodriguez. Chris Rodriguez doesn't fumble. And plus, Chris Rodriguez, to me, is a better running back. He's a better runner. Now, he's not as fast as Bill, but he's a much stronger runner. Bill get hit by the first guy Bill get hits by, he's going to drop. He's going to make a tackle. Chris Rodriguez, on the other hand, it's going to take more than one guy to get him down. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, Chris Rodriguez is a better runner, better running back. But I think they need to get somebody in free agency. It's going to be a couple running backs out there, and even in college and in free agency. Going to be a couple. I think Montgomery from Detroit is going to be out there. A couple guys are going to be out there, but I think Montgomery is going to be out there. If I'm not mistaken. And I think Swift in Chicago, he might be out there. Free agent. I think so. It's going to be a couple running backs, a couple good, solid running backs going to be out there as free agents in the offseason. So the Commanders can, Adam Peters can make something shake, make something happen. The way I see it, they need a running back, a wide receiver, a pass rusher, a free safety, a linebacker, getting another cornerback, I wouldn't be mad. Bring Marshawn Lattimore back off injury. I think he got one more year anyway on his contract. And tight end, I don't know what. I think they might be okay with tight end. another wide receiver. People, and Jaden Daniels come back. I think they'll be fine. If nobody gets hurt like it is this year, But that's why I think they just need a little bit more talent on the offense and defensive side. It's not a lot of talent. They just got a few missing pieces. That's all. But the quarterback is the main piece. We'll see if you don't get the quarterback right, it's going to be a struggle. But they got the quarterback right. They got the franchise quarterback, Jaden Daniels. They got that right. That's about the only thing Adam Peters done that was right, in my opinion. Besides signing Terry McLaurin, re-signing extending Terry McLaurin, I should say. Those are only two things Adam Peters done right, in my opinion. For the most part, everything else is, we'll see what happens. So once they get more talent, hopefully next year nobody gets hurt like this year. Jaden Daniels learned from, this year, and everybody else. Get everybody back healed. I think next year will be a turnaround, much better than this year. It can't get no worse than this. They won 4 games. You can't get no worse than that. Now, as far as people talking about trying to get the number 1 pick and all that shit, just because you get the number 1 pick, that don't guarantee anything. And I don't know about you, but I haven't seen anybody in college that's playing lights out that makes me want to be like, boom, we got to have him. I ain't really seen nobody like that this year. I seen some guys that's all right, but they're not like the last draft. This draft is not going to be like last year's draft. Believe that. No. But hey, we'll see. I'll talk about the mock draft picks after the season is over. I'll talk about that later. So hey, you tell me what you think below. Like, share this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, I'm out.
Welcome to Commander Supreme Club, where we break down the games, call out the problems, and talk Washington football honestly.
Let's go, Commanders! We stand together! Strive!